Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Boss Battle. This is episode 78. Ramen, how you doing?
I'm feeling great.
Hell yeah, you look very happy today.
I'm happy.
Shout outs to some chatters here. JK, we all gonna make it. That is true. The markets look great today, I might say. Shout out to Damien, the co-founder of Catalyst, production aficionado, AI artist. The title for Damien is so long I can't even comprehend, bro. We also got Drip Dragons saying Jashaka in the chat. What's up? What's going on? And we have our guest here. Am I saying that right, by the way?
Yeah, Jashaka.
Jashaka. How you doing, Jashaka? Welcome.
All good, all good. How's it going?
Going good, going good. Good. It's a good day today. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really pumped, really amped to be here. We're gonna go over the rules of the show here real quick. If you guys are new to the show, this is how the rules work. Our guest has to have an A85 average across all bosses. Towards the end of each round, the audience will be voting on Twitch to determine the score of our guests. There will also be a cooldown period called the Slurpee Voltage round, where it's going to be like quick questions for the guest to answer, just rapid fire questions. You got 2 minutes to answer those questions, and then we're going to move on to the last round, which is the final boss, which is, kind of the most difficult portion of the show when it comes to questions. So, Deshaka, you ready to play some boss battle?
Yeah, man, I'm ready, bro. Bring it.
Let's get it. So I don't want to butcher this. Is it G-Koi?
G-Koi, yeah.
G-Koi is founded by Deshaka, who built the biggest open source publishing tool for the metaverse over 10 plus years. Walk us through the origin story of what made you pivot from metaverse infrastructure to building a browser-based fighting game.
Okay, so basically I spent a good 10 years building Jashaka, right? It's a VR toolkit. I think we got over 3 million downloads, and I started to pivot into content creation, right? Because having an app is only one thing, but you need kick-ass content to power it, right? And actually I have 2 kids, they're hardcore gamers. One of them goes to like an esports school, which is something so cool. I didn't even know you could go to get a degree in esports these days. Apparently you can. So just like, supporting my fam, supporting my boys. And I said, let me get into gaming. Let me use my engine. Let me figure out how to build something awesome and engage people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We got some more chatters here. Shout outs to Kakashi. I love Kakashi. It's my favorite character in that show. Shout outs to you, my friend. We also got Grand Mixer J. Let's go G-Koi up. We also have Ira the Rabbit. Everybody is spamming G-Koi right now. I can't. What does this say? Does anyone know what language this is?
No idea. That's the quantum truth, bro.
Kok Dernin Solbetler Donir. That I tried my best. All right. We also have a Drip Dragon saying that's our founder. Hell yeah, bro. Pull up and support your boy. He's gonna need your help today, guys, because at the end of each round, like I said before, you're gonna have a poll A, B, C, or D. You're gonna have to vote A, B, C, or D to determine how Jashaka is doing against these bosses. So keep your eyes peeled in the Twitch chat for that. Let's go to the second question here. It says, you're running Unreal Engine 5.6 in browsers via web GPU. That's cutting edge tech that most studios haven't even attempted. How did you solve the technical challenge of delivering console quality graphics without downloads? And what's the actual performance like?
So right now, web GPU, it's still, like they said, like super cutting edge, right? So we have a partner that we're working with. They actually won an Epic grant, and they're the only company right now who has a functioning version of Unreal Engine with web GPU. So we're actually doing pixel streaming as well as web GPU. So I think next week we launch the pixel stream version, and then in about 30 days, the web GPU version. But the web GPU tech, that's the future, man. It's so the future. It's unbelievable what we can do. We posted some clips, I think, a couple of weeks ago of the first web GPU rev of the game. And I think we're getting, 90 FPS on a M1 MacBook, which is pretty kick-ass.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, sharp that.
And trying to set that up here, to a little segue to the video that you gave us. So let's play that little video real quick for the audience who doesn't know what G-Koi is. You're about to find out.
They've got the thing going on. The one I put more and the one I St. James. Remember we when we're gone, we live forever. Salt Spring, we not going under. I'll get on you, get your money longer. Ready, broke pocket now work. Straight from the narrow now, make no wrong turn. Get the cheddar, money maker any weather. Perry treasure, dig it up with the leather. Get the cheddar, money maker any weather. Perry treasure, dig it up with the leather. Me fi have a chopper, watch it a propeller. Me house fi off, elevator not a leather. Daddy say son, them a tell we say no better. No they but I like that, blessing a forever. Mummy say sonny, no better with the copper. Me never listen but it never matter. From you is a ghetto, you them a few as a shatter. My badness and my mother prayer make me die. We not going under. I'll get on you, get your money longer. Ready, broke pocket now work. Straight from the narrow now, make no wrong turn. Get the cheddar, money maker any weather.
Yeah, that was a fun little video there. Shout outs to you for that. I gotta ask, are they doing like some sort of martial arts styles, or are they just kind of freestyling it?
Well, yeah, we do. We have a lot of martial arts. So we actually have a Rococo smart suit. We have 2 smart suits, and we take them to studios and we record fighters training in different styles. And part of the game is for you to evolve your character, right? So to learn more styles, like to be the big boss at the end, you need to master 6 different styles, fighting styles to fight her, right? So the smart suit is wicked. We actually did, I think, about 19 live streams using the smart suit with the characters they're on YouTube, they were on X. And yeah, it's really cool to what it can capture. The end of that video, that's actually my wife dancing, doing reggaeton. So no, actually dubstep. So
right.
You got to enjoy the suit as well. You can record all kinds of cool stuff.
That's awesome. No, I love that. That was awesome, and kind of honestly like gave me a little insight into what's going on. So that's cool. Hell yeah. Let's move on to the next question here. We got about 3 more questions. And by the way, guys, the poll is live. So remember what I told you guys, go vote for your boy. Let us know how he's doing. Question number 3 says the positioning against Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam has gatekeepers is bold. And you're quoting Morpheus from The Matrix in your pitch. Walk us through why browser-based gaming is the revolution you're betting on, and how you bypass platform fees and the restrictions.
So, I mean, basically, the cool thing about running a game in the browser is that you don't even need to go to court with these guys. Like, Epic went to court with Apple and with Google to fight against the app stores. I mean, technically, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, they have a monopoly as well. I mean, to be honest, both Xbox and PSN, they own a lot of the top games. They pump their own games, right? It's hard for indies and small studios to compete, right? If you can put a AAA game in the browser, then you don't even need to compete with them, right? You just send people straight to your browser. Now, then it becomes more of a community marketing initiative, right? So this is why we're building our game in the public, in the open with the community, is to get that traction, but also to make sure what we're building, we're going to build shit that people like and that they want to play,
Oh, I mean, it's all good. Don't worry about cussing. This is this is a show, whatever you want to do, bro. No worries about that at all. No, but I like that answer. It's very insightful, and it's, gatekeeping is a really good word to use in this aspect here. For sure. Got some chats here I want to read. A lot of chats here today. Come join us on the Discord. All the fun is there. I might take you up on that offer. I love fighting games. Street Fighter, Smash Bros, all of the Melee, except for Brawl. That doesn't count. But I love fighting games. Also have I Give Up, You Shouldn't. Interesting name. Why are chicken jockeys awesome? I'm not sure. You tell us. How about that? You tell us. Let's move on to the second to last question here. Says G-Koi promises players can bring their own PFPs to life as 3D fighters. How does the PFP to fighter conversion actually work? Is it AI generated? Are there custom models that are created, or something else entirely?
So currently we're working initially with Yuga Labs, right, to make sure that any minted PFP NFT that you can use in other side, you'll be able to use in the game. We're also building our own engine, which will allow when you customize characters that we have available in the game, you'll then be able to mint those and take them out of the game with you as full 3D avatars, right? So, game companies, they really own the characters that gamers build. Like my son, he got this character he built like over 2 years in Destiny, right? He loves Destiny 2. And this character got swords, he got a chair, he got a bike, and he can't take that character with him. It's not his, right? So we want to make sure that the characters in our game, the ones that we give you, you can take them out, but not just take the mint the NFT, but take the actual 3D character out. I mean, we're using the MetaHuman format in Unreal Engine. So any Unreal 5.6 plus game that supports this format, you'll be able to, as long as the platform owner lets you do, you'll be able to bring it into that game as well, right? I believe that owning the avatar is one of the next big frontiers in gaming. It's a huge revenue stream, right, for all AAA games, so they don't want to give it up. But there's other ways to make money, right?
For sure. I wanted to respond to that real quick, but SPYX, yes, if you look at the Twitch chat, up at the top, it should be like a current poll, boss number 1, how did he do, right? That's where you're going to go vote. Actually, I could probably just demonstrate that really fast. Let me share my screen. Boom, right here, you see, oh wait, sorry, let me switch that. Right here, you see this right here? Oh, you can't see my mouse, but you can see at the top right-hand side right there, you can vote for your boy. Yeah, that's basically how you do it. But I wanted to ask you a question. You talked about rigging it to, person's body movement and stuff. One of the founders of Catalyst actually has gone from VTuber back to PFP form because the VTubing platform went under. Is there any chance that we can get our boy Mizzy a 3D avatar and then we can see him back into 3D form in some shape or form?
Of course, man. I think a lot of the problem with the avatars, there was a lot of shitty quality, low quality stuff. You didn't have good FPS on them. I mean, if you check out our live streams, we got like full high quality characters, like the girl dancing in the video. We got her on the live stream looking just like that, talking just like that. I mean, we spent a lot of time building with like high-end avatars. So it's not really VTubing. It's probably more like metaverse quality avatars, AAA avatars is what we've been doing. So would love to build it.
Yeah, the reason why I asked is because I've seen Mizzy in our podcast for so many weeks just as a PFP, and it just doesn't feel right. I need to see motion. Also, he's been doing this the whole time, so it would be awesome to have arms too. Just saying.
But also now they have the Live Link application, right? With Epic release, which gives you like MetaHuman quality face. You can blink, move, talk. I mean, it's unbelievable just with a phone. The quality that you can get in an avatar now. So that stuff's evolved a lot in the past year.
Okay, you hear that, Mizzy? Pay attention. We got you, bro. We're going to go to the last question here in the first boss. It says, you're building daily live updates to the browser game. How do you maintain stability while constantly evolving the game? And a second part to that question, what does your tech stack look like to support that level of iteration?
Well, I mean, to be honest, we're a small team. We're not a big team, right? And we've been doing weekly updates, right? We started with apps, right? So we have updates of the app for the gamers. So we're working closely with gamers, right? To make sure that the gamers are building the game, right? Because at the end of the day, those are the guys who know what's cool. They know what you need. And there's so many simple things you would not even believe as a developer you need to do, right? So, but gamers, they know them all. So we're focusing on that side. Our tech stack right now, it's all like high-end PCs running Unreal Engine on Windows 11 with, NVIDIA 4090s up for the team. And then we got AWS on the other side for everything that we're doing online and hosting online. But weekly builds is easy to do. With the browser, we could probably most definitely move to like bi-weekly or even daily when we launch the game, which I think that's also the alpha, When you have a game running in the browser, you can push real-time updates to everyone at the same time, right? If someone says, you need a girl with a blue dress, we can add that girl tomorrow and you can see tomorrow. And I mean, That's the alpha, especially using like Kubernetes on the back end where you can like seamlessly update all the servers. So we got a really good web team as well.
So would this be mobile friendly as well, that it's being on a browser, or is it just PC for now?
So pixel streaming will be mobile friendly. The web GPU, we have to do a separate build for the mobile. But I mean, to be honest, M1 Mac is pretty low spec. A lot of mobiles outperform that already. So the thing is, web GPU just uses a different instruction set. So instead of maintaining 10 builds for all these platforms, and we basically just need 2 for web GPU and 1 for the pixel streaming. Pixel streaming will work well for tournaments, but web GPU is 0 cost of delivery, which is amazing.
Wow. Didn't know that. I learn something new every day on this show, man. That's sick. That's sick. Well, that's going to conclude the first boss tier. We're going to transition into the second boss here in just a second. But before that, we're going to show our little special announcement. I'm going to pass the mic over to Ramen. Ramen, take it away.
Man, you already know what time it is, my favorite time of the show, because you see it right there, folks. Make sure you go and download this badge. It is completely free 99, my favorite price. All the G-Coy boys there in the chat. I see a lot of chatting, but make sure you go and collect this. Go support your boy, Jashaka, coming through with the goods, the browser-based goods. Don't be a fool. Get the GPU. I'm just trying to make this rhyme today. Anyway, listen, you want to be able to collect these? Maybe my boy Otto can show you the collection that we have accumulated over 78 episodes. Oh. But my friends, this is going to have some utility here in the Catalyst ecosystem launching here in the future. I'm trying to make this sound really cool and suspenseful. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of these cartridges. But yeah, it's kind of like proof of showing up and just proof of being cool as fuck. See, we can cuss on this show.
Yeah. Could you like stall for another 2 minutes?
Yeah. I could stall for 3 minutes, maybe even 4. But I'm actually, he was making some really good points when he was talking. I didn't even really think about that. Gatekeeping, pushing updates, man. How many times? Come on. I know we got to keep Gabe on his yacht, right? Because God forbid he leaves his yacht to go live on land, but I think that means a lot. And if you ever read Reddits, people really are not happy about Epic and Steam. All the small devs, they're like, it fucking hurts, man. It Big really time. Hurts. You spend all this time, people working 50-hour weeks and then going home and then coding a game. And then it feels pretty Web3, like you're trying to get a coin on an exchange. I think that's the same type of feeling that small devs get from Epic and Steam. So I didn't really actually think about that because probably I'm not a game developer, but I can, keeping all of your bread is good. And plus everybody's got a browser these days, and web gaming is phenomenal. Browser-based gaming.
And that is
actually really good.
Thank you so much for the stalling. This is the, go on X, go on our X at the Catalyst OG. This is a free mint that you can do. I'm going to walk you through it right now, boys and girls. Okay, you ready for this? I'm going to share this tab instead. It takes you right here. You log in, you claim the badge, and it's that simple. There you go. Another badge, another show. Back to you, Ramen.
Yeah. All right. Actually, you know what was really good? Now that we're talking about browser-based gaming and really good stuff. Remember the game Variance, which I should go back and actually play? They got so pissed off at Unreal and all these other engines that they actually built their own engine. And I was really impressed with that. And it started out, I was a little bit suspect, and then I played it and I was like, this reminds me of old school Strider. If you're from that era and you remember that on the arcade, it reminded me of that Strider side-scrolling feel, and it actually plays really good, browser-based, by the way. So I have full faith that the browser thing is going to happen. Anyway, Deshakra, you ready for boss number 2, my friend? These questions are going to get harder. It's not going to be these aren't going to be light questions like Hato gave you. These are going to be exponentially harder, my friend.
I'm ready, yo. Bring it.
Maybe a little personal. Who knows? I mean, maybe this is gonna This is going to dive deep. He's ready.
I got my badge. I'm ready.
He got it. He's got it. All right. Well, you already know what time it is, Hato.
I was waiting for the right moment.
I know. And I was trying to be good about it, but you got me again for however many episodes it's been in a row. All right. Boss number 2. First question. Your Battle Cards NFT collection features 10,000 pieces inspired by Japanese woodblock carving. The NFT mint already happened or is imminent. How many have actually sold, and what does your holder base look like?
So right now, I think we've minted about 4,500. So we got 5,500 to go. Hopefully we can move them all in the next 30, 60 days. To be honest, when we launched the mint, I think we had a slightly bad product market fit. You know, we were going after NFT collectors because that's kind of what got me into Web3. But we realized that we need to get them in the hands of gamers, right? Because we're building a game, they're a pass for the game. So we've just been focused on, you know, we're working with Warp Games, we're working with doing a lot of AMAs, working with a lot of guilds to try and make sure that they end up in the hands of gamers. Because if they end up in the hands of just NFT collectors, then, you know, where's the value in the game, right?
Well, yeah, your value is going to be determined by price go up or price go down, and then that's it, as opposed to getting that. Plus, you want to get the feedback of the gamers, you know, like that's your best marketing, that's your best people's right there. So yeah, that's cool. It's not bad though, you know, 10,000 pieces, 4,500 minted. I mean, for this current market and the way that things are going, I think that's excellent.
Yeah, not bad. We actually launched on the worst day. We launched like in the middle of freaking, what do you call it? When you guys eat the turkey, Thanksgiving, and everything had crashed. I think Azuki's crashed at like 50. It was the worst possible day. But our community, they actually minted out the first 500, which was awesome. So, you know, we did a community mint, and that was great. So, yeah, you know, it's all about gaming is the alpha, yo.
Oh, yeah. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. All right. Question number 2. Gcoin is pegged at 0.05 as a stable coin for rewards and tournament. What backs the peg? Is it fully collateralized with USDC? And how do you maintain stability when players are earning and selling Gcoins?
So currently it's kind of, we haven't launched it as a token, right? Because we're still trying to figure out the, you know, now they got this law in America where if you're doing a stable coin, you got to go through all this regulatory shit, right? So currently we manage it via our USDC collateral, and you can only earn it on our site. And then we have DeFi swaps that you can use to swap it out. And all the swaps have liquidity pools, right? So it's something that we're building. The main goal is to build it into the game. So when we launch the game to the public, people can earn a stable coin instead of earning something that rugs, yo. I mean, I think this was a big part of the crash this year was in gaming was, you know, everybody trying to get rich off the token and not off the game, you know? If your game rocks, then you're going to get rich off the game. Trying to get rich off the token, I don't think this is a gamer business. This is a more of a degen business, right?
Well, yeah, where does the value lie, right? Do you want people to find value in money, right? Or do you want value in product, right? And in this case, the product is the game. So I totally feel that. You know, and it's kind of crazy. I was thinking about this before the show too. And, you know, I've been seeing a lot of these where, you know, gaming, there's been a lot of like gated gaming, kind of like, you know, not pay to risk to win or whatever. But I always thought, you know, like I'm like OG, you know, 25 cent up on the arcade machine waiting for my next turn, OG type of gamer. But I always thought about like, imagine if we had something like that, right? Where, you know, we both put in our I'm putting air quotes here. You can't see it because I don't have fingers on my avatar, but we both put in our quarters, right? And then, there's no nothing, there's no upgrades, maybe some aesthetics, but nothing that's, you can buy for, any type of like privilege or perk. And then, maybe I'll get 30 cents back, or I get a little bit of the other guy's quarter. I kind of like that. And I'm wondering, were you ever thinking about incorporating something like this? Isn't a question, this is just me personally, but ever incorporating something like that where I can just pull up and do some fighting, put in my quarter, see who wins the match. But for more advanced players, I can up that quarter to $1,
Yeah,
5 to 10, like incrementally as I get better.
Betting is a big deal in PvP games, right? I was watching an interview with the guy, the founder of Karate Combat, and he said like 50% of people who go to karate or any fighting matches, they go for betting. Nowadays, we got a great way to say, you don't say betting anymore. You say, what is it, like prediction markets? And they got a way of making it sound like it's not betting, but it's betting, It's 100% betting, but betting is cool. I mean, the whole Bored Apes community, those guys bet like crazy, but if it's a couple bucks, it's not a big deal, So I think it's cool, man. If you can bet on your boy, it makes it a lot more passionate, right?
Well, yeah, and that's something, it brings a lot of people together. I mean, just look at, like fantasy football, like my homie was in like 5 leagues this year, but they also love football. So you got gamers who love that, but also are down to maybe whatever we're going to call it, prediction or layer prediction markets or whatever. It's betting, right? We get it. But I like that, and that I can incrementally up my bets as I feel that my skill is getting better. And like you said, especially for something that's like a fighting, come on, how many times did I play Street Fighter 2 Tournament Championship Edition, Killer Instinct, every version of Mortal Kombat, and wish like, man, I wish I could just, we could have a little $5 escrow area on top of me putting in my quarter, right? And then play and just be matched up. So I don't know. I think that that kind of gaming is really intriguing for, I think, my age group.
Especially if it's DeFi. If it's DeFi all the way, because then it's easy, right? So,
well, especially if they make it really easy. The biggest thing that I always said to all these like betting stuff is that when it's forced crypto, I was like, just use like Third Web or just use something where I could just use Google Pay or just use my card. You do the conversion. I don't want to bridge shit, right? I want this as easy as possible, the easiest onboarding. I want to show my friend and have him be able to do it, not be like, what is MetaMask or Phantom? Like, he doesn't want to deal with all that, And if that's the easy onboarding, is mass abstraction. So if we can get something where it's cool, layered, super extracted, so regular folks can come up and enjoy that, I think that's the future. But talking about the future and some of the stuff that you guys have been going on, I'm going to go into question number 3. It says your weekly Fight Night streams are getting 10K plus views. That's actually pretty solid engagement. How many of those viewers are actually playing the game versus just watching? And what is your current active player count? What does that look like right now?
So remember, right now we're just rolling the game out, right? So right now it's only in the hands of gamers that we're working with. So I think next week we'll see the first real browser version. We had to first mint our battle cards because we're giving access to the game to battle card holders only. So go and mint a battle card if you don't have one, all right? The battle cards also, they're what we call dual-sided NFTs. Each battle card has koi on one side, a warrior koi, and then it comes with a power. And you can use the power in the game and you can stack powers. So the powers are actually really cool. And we think that this is going to make the game fun, right? Because games, I mean, it's about being right and working properly and FPS. But if a game ain't fun, then what's the point of making a game, right? So battle cards basically let you cheat, right? So because you can get powers like invincibility or luck. With luck, every hit's gonna land, right? So you can be like just a casual gamer and go up against like a super gamer. If you got luck, you're gonna kick his ass, So we think that fun is a big part of gaming, right? I mean, what's the point if everybody can't play? I mean, PvP games. One of the reasons we picked PvP games was also because at the end of the day, you can be like a keyboard smasher and play and have a great time as well, right? You don't have to be a pro gamer, right? But at the same time, I saw the Tekken and Street Fighter esports finals in December, and it was like $3 million in prizes. It was crazy, you know? So hopefully I answered the question. How many people are playing? Just a small handful, but no, we're going to start to ramp it up. Building in the open doesn't mean giving it to everyone. It means getting the feedback and getting it to where it's good enough for people to play. And I think we're at that point now where it's good enough for people to play and have fun. The next challenge is going to be making it good enough for real gamers, because real gamers are super critical, right? They will rip your shit apart in a heartbeat, but they also give great feedback. Like, did you know in a fighting game that if you block, right, if your hand doesn't get tired, you can just block forever and it spoils the game. So then you got to include code that's going to make the hand get tired after a while, so you can't block forever, right? Likewise, you know, so energy is important. I mean, there's so many things we're learning from the gamers that
or a grab.
Yeah.
Like to beat a guard, you just grab. You go in and like you fake
grabs.
like you're attacking. You just jab and then grab or whatever.
And grabs are not easy to do, especially with the suit, right? You got to grab the guy. You got to figure out what's going to happen. So, I'm building in the public is probably for me the most fun of this project as a builder. You know.
That's right, because you know sometimes people say that, or they feel it's kind of a double-edged sword. But I think with the avenue that you've gone down, like you said, with content creation, I think you've sort of just embodied it, like really just absorbed all that, and you're so used to it too. So the stage for you is I feel is pretty easy, right? For a lot of founders and devs, maybe not so outgoing and social, but really good at what they do in their craft. But I think you're kind of a unicorn in that aspect, that you got a little bit of both. So I think that works out for you, man.
Not just a geek.
Hey, you know, this is like I could do stuff too. I do stuff.
Hey, all those that are making products out there that are quote unquote geeks are printing right now, so I don't give a fuck.
Hey, yeah. Hey, this is the rise of the geeks, right? This isn't the 80s and 90s where they get bullied anymore, right? You're going to end up working for geeks, right? That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, man. Geeks, you could bully them for a few years, and then, well, guess who's cutting checks from HR to you, buddy?
Is this true?
Dressed as a dragon on a live stream? Say what?
Yeah, we had the dragon, we had the characters and the dragons as well. The dragons were cool on the live streams, especially with the face app, because the dragon can move, he can breathe fire. So our live streams, they're on our YouTube. We need to promote our YouTube better, but I think the majority, almost everybody we got was from X, which was super cool. I think probably like 15 or 16 we featured the dragon. Live streams are the alpha, man. I love them. They're awesome.
Man, can we get cosplay fighting though? I'm really trying to see people dress up in cosplay and like literally box that thing out. That thing would be freaking awesome, right? You got Kirby and Pikachu or whatever, and just like let them put on gloves and throw hands. It'd be the funniest thing freaking ever, and you probably get a lot of cool sponsorships. Honestly, we watched that. We gotta talk that one out. All right. Next question. Here we go. The roadmap includes multiple NFT collections, battle cards, guardians with 2D plus 3D models, and seasonal content. You're asking the community to buy multiple collections before the full game exists. How do you avoid NFT fatigue when players need to keep buying to stay competitive?
No, so the Guardian collection, that comes with the full launch of the game, which is going to be what like we call the AAA launch when we go for Web2 gamers, right? So we're not going to launch that until we're good enough to go after that Web2 market. But at the same time, we've been listening to the community. You know, building in the open is awesome. You can listen and get feedback. And we think what's also cool is, you know, when you're in a game and you create an amazing character, instead of me selling you one, is letting you mint it and take it out, right? So this is something that we're really looking at right now as a super cool tool. It doesn't have to be I'm going to mint for $1,000 and get rich. But, you know, if you could pay some gas and kick me like $5 or $10, mint your character and then take him to other side or take him to anybody else with a Web3 game, then I think, you know, having a 3D character creator is super cool. And the AI technology, this is a place you can also use it, right? So you can use it to let people create their dream character. We ran a character creator contest, which actually we're supposed to drop the winners next week. And it was create your dream character for the game, and get him in the game. And we thought, man, we would have probably 20 entries, because artists we had over 200 entries, right? We have some of the most amazing characters that creators went and built using AI. And this wasn't AI slop. This was like people who spent freaking weeks perfecting their dream character. I mean, we were blown away by the reality that in this day and age, you should be able to create your own character for a game, right? You should be able to create your dream character. And then why not help people mint that character, create a 3D version. Right now, AI can't create a 3D version, but there's new models coming out where you can take that 2D quasi 3D guy and actually create this. Facebook got a model that'll turn anything into 3D. So we're looking into this because we think that this is going to be super cool. And then you're going to have crazy characters in games, and in the metaverses, right? And not just a big revenue stream for platform. Find other ways to make money from the community. Stop milking them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's great. I know some people have this big thing against AI. Listen, those AI tools are great for people like me, right? I don't need to go spend, a year in school and go on a blender bender to try to, create something in a design that I just want to go in and prompt something really quick, right? And then it can just say, hey, I just want to, wireframe it really fast, right? And there's stuff that you can literally do that now. So, and then having that type of access and then giving those types of tools and making it even easier for people to go and create their own avatars and their own characters and something that they can kind of call their own. It's very unique, right? It makes the experience very personal. And it's not like I just bought one of 50,000 Snoop Dogg fucking whatever things from Fortnite, whatever. Be and when you're younger too, especially, and you're getting into that's actually even cooler because you could show your friends, be like, I'm in a freaking game right now, right? I'm literally in a game. Actually, I know that feeling because I'm in a game. So I actually know what that feels like. So it's actually kind of cool. So I love what you're doing with that. But we're gonna keep it pushing on to the very last question here, boss number 2. Make sure you go and vote, guys. If you're out there, the Koi boys that were in the chat, listen, you got to back your boy Jashaka. Don't go baka on him. Make sure you go and put in your vote on
the poll ended.
Listen, for the next round that he's got to go vote, you better make sure that you go and you get those votes in. I'm just pre-warming everything up, right? I'm starting this up like a carbureted car from the 70s. I got the choke. We're just waiting for ignition. All right. But listen, we're going to get into it. Last question. Boss number 2, you promise cross-project integration where other communities can have branded arenas in Discord. Have you actually secured any partnerships yet? And what major Web3 communities are confirmed to integrate?
Okay, so we got one big one, but we can't drop it yet because we're still working on characters, but it's going to be dope. We've built a Bored Apes arena, but it's not done directly with Yuga. We have a deal with Yuga, but it's more to build a arena in other side so that we can push tournaments up into the other side, right? So hopefully it's with Yuga Bored Ape community members that we're working with. So we have a Bored Ape arena. And we actually are more interested in working with small projects on the arenas, not big projects, right? Because I think the small projects will have a lot more fun. And fresh blood, a lot of those big projects, they're kind of stale, right? The small projects are the fresh blood, they're the new guys. And the reason we can do these arenas is web GPU. Like we said, zero cost of delivery, right? That's a big deal. Pixel streaming, we could never give you guys an arena because pixel streaming will cost me, for one arena, for one small project, maybe $200 to $300 a day if it's active. I mean, it's crazy the cost of pixel streaming. Web GPU is no cost because you push the game into the browser, right? You cache that on a freaking S3 bucket, So small communities, we can give them arenas and we don't have to build all the other stuff. We just integrate it into Discord. So we're talking with the guys at Drip who already have a leaderboard system. Hopefully we can use something like that. So then we don't have to manage that part either. But I think it'll be super cool because our Discord, we're just starting to build it and get it going. And we're realizing that there's not that much stuff to do in Discord, right? If you could jump into a Discord, hit a leaderboard, and then jump into a fight and fight someone, I mean, I think that's awesome. Even if, especially if you're having like a stressful day or you're stressed out, you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna kick some ass and get back to work. I think that would be awesome, you know. So I think this is cool, man. And small communities, yo, they're the life force, you know. I mean, even small accounts, we're realizing they're much more cooler than big accounts on X, to be honest. They're real people. Real people don't have 100,000 followers. Real people, real gamers will have a couple hundred followers. You know what I mean? So
this is not the amount of followers that they have. It's the quality of followers that they have. It's really easy. You should go in there and just take a look, right? Take a look. I don't got 100K, but I tell you what, I got a couple of, I feel, important people in my people that follow me. Hato follows me.
Bro, if I had 100K, I would feel kind of like paranoid. Like if 100K really followed me, like I don't know how people have 1 million followers and aren't paranoid, bro. Like that would make me paranoid as hell.
Man, it's almost too much. I'm not trying to get the heat.
And any little thing you do, oh, you like this on your food, and then they just fucking blow that shit up. Like, damn.
The scrutiny. I know they got threads on you and shit. You're like, man, hey, I was just trying to have a meal.
I just want to mail my sandwich. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Hey, you don't use aioli? What kind of? Yeah. Exactly. Well, that's going to wrap it up there for boss number 2. We're going to get into a little bit more relaxed round, a little bit more chill. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the show. And then we're going max difficulty, boss number 3 after that. Like it literally says 100% on my paper here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to do a quick little commercial break. You know, shout out to the people watching tonight. Quick little commercial break. And we'll be right back.
Thank you for watching Boss Battle on Twitch. I really appreciate you hanging out with us. Them Catalyst boys are at it again in just a second, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned and enjoy the next match. It's going to be wild. Appreciate y'all. See you after the next round.
What match?
No. She got that squeeze, she got that wet. I'm on them skis. I got that drip. I'm overseas.
Slurpee, got that juice.
When are we gonna make this a reality, Catalyst? I'm just saying.
Nah, I love how we kind of like fuck with that old that like MTV vibe shit. Yo, rip MTV, no more 24/7, whatever music. That's crazy, right? Like, yo, grew up. Used to be able to just play that in the background, that maybe some like Fuel TV, watching people just snowboard and shit all day long, and it's gone. Memories of the past.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, you know, trends kind of recycle. So like at some point there's going to be a craving of nostalgia, and that's where we come in, right? That's where we come in.
Bro, it's true. Things get recycled. Listen, people are wearing stuff from like the 70s and 80s again, like now. And you're like, what? Where's the innovation in clothing?
I mean, I saw something like...
I see corduroys again. What the fuck?
I seen like shirts where it's like battery-powered shirts. But like, I don't know if people... it's kind of like... It's kind of tacky. What? It's kind of cringe. It's like, do you really want to walk around and just be a billboard all day? Like, I don't know.
I mean, if you're getting paid for it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if I get paid for it, yeah. I mean,
you're wearing bell bottoms. Bell bottoms are back, yo.
Hey, for real, bell bottoms are back. The old, you know, like the mustache that you would rock in your 90s IROC Camaro is back. Like, there's a lot of I'm surprised it's not gonna have like the old like Tom Selleck look coming back. Get some like gold chain and puffy chest hair type deal.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yo, this guy said bullish on G-Coy. I'm bullish on you, my brother, for being here and watching in chat. Shout outs to you. Let's hop into the Slurpee voltage round. This is going to be a 2-minute segment. Okay. So we're going to put time on the clock. But before we do that, little video.
It's time for the Slurpee Voltage Round, sponsored by Slurpee Voltage. Feel the energy.
Now we have 2 minutes on the clock when we start this in just a second. Not yet. When the time runs out, you will hear this. You will heal. You will heal. I did it again.
Heal.
You will hear this sound. That basically means that you've gone too far, too long. So if you hear that sound, the time's up. So, Shaka, you ready?
Yeah.
And by the way, chat, I'm going to do the first 5, Rob will do the next 5, and it's going to be quick questions, okay? All right. Timer starts right now. Question number 1. Kahaku, Sankei, Showa, or Asagi, which Koi bloodline has the most powerful fighters?
Asagi.
All right. Which Guardian character would win in a free-for-all tournament?
Ryusei.
All right. Complete the sentence. The hardest part about building browser-based Unreal Engine games is?
Building browser-based Unreal Engine games.
Repeating the question. I love it. If G-Koi was an anime, what studio would you want it to animate it?
Oh, man. Azuki Studio.
Hell yeah. Last one from me. Lady Karuyami or the Golden Dragon, who is the real final boss?
The real final boss is actually the Empress.
Gotcha. A minute and 5 seconds remaining, Ramen. Go.
All right, web GPU or downloadable client, which will dominate Web3 gaming in 5 years?
Web GPU.
All right, pitch G-Koi in exactly 10 words.
And exactly the future of browser-based gaming. Is that
7.
enough?
Exactly 10.
That's 7, I think.
The future of browser-based gaming disrupting the market today.
I'll take it. Let's go.
Take it.
All right. Which came first, the fighting game concept or the Koi mythology?
The Koi mythology.
If you could add any guest fighter from another Web3 project, who would it be?
Borat.
Japanese woodblock art meets Street Fighter. Whose idea was that fusion?
That fusion was actually the artist who came up with the art, who's actually a Jamaican artist, by the way, who came up with the Koi art. A Jamaican artist studying Japanese woodblock carving in Jamaica. Very unique.
All right, and that is time. That was good. Well done. Well done.
Hey, I'm clapping it up. Most people don't make it. They choke up.
On those 10 words, you know.
Yeah, that was kind of hard. I was like counting on my fingers too. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
In the smoke before I got on the show. Crap. Okay.
I give you props. I would have just been like, I would have added like BS at the end. Like
Same.
Trust me, I know. That's what I would say at the end to make it there. But yeah, good stuff. We're gonna go into the last segment. I know, chat. I know we're ending the show soon, but stick around because we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hard-hitting questions. These are the most difficult questions of today's show, and it's time to face Captain Wrath. Shout out Pika.art. We've got 5 questions here, chat. Keep your eyes peeled because the poll starts right now. This is the final boss. We're going to go right into it. Street Fighter, Tekken, Smash Bros, my favorite. Mortal Kombat have had decades of refinement and millions of players. You're entering one of the most competitive genres in gaming when it comes to, games, with a Web3 browser-based version. What makes Gokoi's combat deep enough to compete when players can literally boot up those games instead?
I mean, that's where the browser is, right? That's the advantage, man. You don't have to boot up nothing. You don't have to go buy nothing. You don't have to install nothing. You don't need to pay for a PSN network pass. Anyone, anywhere in the world can come and play our game. As long as we keep building with the community, with good gamers, then we can get to that quality of where we need to be, right? We want to be AAA. That's our goal, right? But we can get there. We don't need to start there.
I think that's a good approach to do it. And, kind of kind of a daunting task and daunting question, to say the least. But I do agree, like, start small to build big versus start big to fall apart, which is what we've seen in this space. So shout outs to you. Shout outs to you for that answer. Let's kick it over to Ramen for the next question.
All right, your tech stack, Unreal Engine 5.6 plus web GPU is bleeding edge. Most game studios avoid cutting edge tech because it's unstable and lacks developer support. What's your contingency plan if web GPU adoption stalls or browser compatibility becomes a nightmare?
Pixel streaming is a backup to web GPU, but web GPU is not stalling. It's the future, right? All the major browsers have released updates with 100% web GPU compatibility. Firefox, the Apple stack, Google stack. So we got 100% support in the browser, right? The hard part, of course, is Unreal Engine, but I believe Epic has it on their roadmap as well. I think they're probably 9 to 12 months away before they roll it out. So we have a good 12-month head start on the industry, which is good. Plus, we've been doing it for a while, right? But I mean, I would hate to say the contingency is apps, right? But we're all in on the browser. You know, we got no app. Actually, the app we have for testing is going to be discontinued, right? We're all in on the browser. That's the future. That's the alpha. You got to be all in. You got to believe in things, right?
Deshaka, 10 toes in it, folks. He's in it to win it. Browser-based GPU. Let's go. I'm going to kick the mic back to Hato.
Reminder, guys, the poll is live, so vote when you're ready. Next question says, bypass the gatekeepers. I'm just going to say, bypass the gatekeepers narrative sounds great, but Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam became gatekeepers because they solve real problems. Discovery, quality control, payment processing, anti-cheat, matchmaking, infrastructure, etc. How do you replicate those services while staying browser native?
That's a great question. We have a lot of work to do, right? But I think a lot of projects are moving to the browser. So I think we will start to see more standards, right? Like the ability for us to help people create and mint characters. We want to release these as standards, or Gamecoin, stablecoin. We're building this as a standard also for other projects to use, right? So, you know, the revolution will not be televised, right? But it starts small. It starts on the inside, you know? And I think the most important thing for projects like us is listen to guys like you, yo. I mean, that's like an amazing question I've never heard. And I mean, anti-cheat, sometimes people got to cheat a little bit, yo, it's going to be too boring. But then again, if you got tournaments, then this becomes a big deal, you know? I think the good thing about the browser, though, is you can release patches a lot more quickly than you can do it with apps. So, you know, we do have the ability to move quickly when we need to fix problems. So that's probably also a big help. But we got a lot of learning to do and a lot of listening. And if you look at our project, dude, it's everything you see is because we listen. We listen to gamers about the stable coin, about not selling them some, you know, make my bags get rich quick. We listen to gamers about creating avatars they can own. You know, we're listening. And I think that's also the alpha, right?
Absolutely. No, I mean, building in public, you got to take back the feedback and stuff. And you know, you got to decipher what's useful and what's not, right? But at the end of the day, like when you're trying to build in public, you know, you got people contributing ideas, giving them your time, and vice versa. So there's a bit of exchange there as well. So of ideas and, you know, whatever. So definitely agree with what you said there. Let's move it on to Ramen for the second to last question.
All right, you're monetizing through NFT sales, Gcoin, and fight to earn rewards, but that requires a massive engaged player base to create liquidity. So what happens to early NFT buyers and Gcoin holders if player numbers don't materialize and the economy can't sustain the payouts?
Well, so the model for the Gcoin payouts is not tied to the NFTs. It's tied to in-store sales, right? So the model is 50% of in-store sales goes back in payouts, right? So as long as we can grow the player base, then we can grow those Gcoin payouts to people. So it's, you know, this is real economics. We're not tying it to the fictional price of NFTs. the NFTs are priced at the price of a game. Or NFTs aren't like some crazy freaking money, right? They actually were $50 when we launched them. I think they're probably still around $50. That's the price of a game, you know? So the price of a game with a game pass that you can then sell to someone else after you play the game. I mean, we think this is cool, right? We're not looking to make money off the NFTs, right? The NFTs are to help finance development, but also to give people something that has a utility. We have other utility plans for the NFTs after the full launch, more on the governance side, so NFT holders can get back. But yeah, the economics are not tied around get rich quick or fictional money, right? So, you know, if the game store sales are slow, then Gcoin payouts will be slow, right? So the faster we can grow, the faster the community can push us. Tournaments are a big deal. So we're starting to do a lot of tournaments. We got a pipeline now of AMAs and with guilds and tournaments with guilds, which we think this should help to. Guilds are awesome, I have to say. You know, a lot of players are divided, but I think guilds are very cool in what they do. And I think Wilder World did amazing in their last tournament by working with guilds to get quality players into those big matches, right? And I think that what they made off of their tournament with the guilds will trickle down to all their holders, you know? So I like this model as well, the tournament and the guild model.
Definitely. You said Wilder World, right? Shout out Wilder World and Miami and the Lambo.
Robin, go ahead and take the next question. We're going to do that final question as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna run it really quick. All right, next question coming up. Deshaka built metaverse infrastructure for 10 plus years, and building a competitive fighting game requires completely different expertise: game balance, net code, competitive scene management. Who on your team has shipped a successful fighting game before, and what's their track record?
So our lead game developer has worked on games. I actually didn't work on a fighting game, but I spent about, before starting this project, I worked on a game using Unity, which was an educational game that we built with the government of Spain for all the schools in Spain. So it was a large scale 3D, fully immersive game. The goal was to do a VR version. We only got the MMORPG done. So I got experience in gaming as well. And my partner, he's the real game developer. I can't say what he's worked on, but he's, I think maybe 6+ years Unreal Engine experience as a gamer. And then we also have good partners. The company we're working with, the Web GPU guys, they're working on a lot of big projects with AAA franchises. So we're getting the benefit of a lot of their experience on the coding side. So we basically, a couple of their team members are on our team, and they're called Wonder Interactive, just so y'all know. So shout out to Wonder Interactive and my boys there. They're rocking it.
That's actually kind of really cool. Do you, just really quick, sorry, Hado, I'll take like a quick second. How did you get into the EDU scene, like building a game for, you said for like education? Can you just give it like the elevator pitch on that really quick and how that happened? I'm kind of curious.
So it was supposed to be a VR game. When I moved to Spain and I started doing photogrammetry, I got a website called Soulbank, and you can see tons of photogrammetry that I did. I went and just 3D scanned everything I could find with drones, with cameras. And a friend of mine knew somebody who worked in the government, and we presented the work, and they said, hey, you know, we have this huge historical property. If you scan it, can we make a game out of it? And it was right before COVID. So actually spent COVID building that thing, and it was great fun. You know, making a game educational is awesome. Like, you got to go around, find coins, learn about the machines and so on. So yeah, shout out to the government. They helped me get into gaming. Probably it was a 2-year project, and the game's awesome.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool story. I don't really know if I've known anyone who's deployed a game in like the EDU scene. So I was just kind of curious on how that happened. But you know, it's a friend of a guy who knows a guy, and you got the homies in the right places, so that kind of worked out. So yeah, cool to hear. I'm gonna kick it back to Hotto for the last question. Boss number 3.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, we're going to go over the results portion right after, so don't go anywhere. Daily browser updates sound great for iteration, but fighting games require frame-perfect precision and consistent netcode. How do you guys plan to maintain the competitive integrity when the game is constantly changing and not create a nightmare for tournaments or esports? Because if you think about it, like esports tournaments, they kind of practice on one thing and then they don't really like use the patch, even if a patch comes out. So how do you guys go about that?
Well, I think the fighting engine is one of the most important parts of the game, like the hit connection systems, the physics. So this is something that we're heavily focused on now. And all the pretty stuff and the frills and the cinematics and this stuff is what we're pushing to kind of towards the end of the development curve, right? So this is why we're working with gamers. So we work with Toxic, with Yukin. These are the guys helping me. They're gamers. We just got another gamer on board, SWAT BTK. So, and any gamers who are into, fighting games, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to come get you on our team to help us 100%. Because, we have a list of 300 items that we need to get into the fighting engine. This is the amount of feedback that we've gotten, right? So I think you're 100% right. Getting into tournaments, this stuff has to be 100%. But there's still a trade-off, right? Because you still need to throw eye candy at people or the community gets bored.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of like that fine line of like do you build the game and have like this ground level of combat gameplay and let a meta form, right? Or you focus on the other route, which is make money first, build cosmetics, maps, whatever, and have people buy into battle passes, whatever, right? So yeah, I like that answer. And the reason why I wanted to bring up this question is because a lot of fighting games don't think about that one word, netcode. Netcode can make or break your fighting game experience. There's been many games that are just great, but like the netcode is just trash. And it's like you can't really play the game online. You got to play it locally. So being a browser-based game, you have to play that online. So my hope would be is like the netcode is really honed in and pristine, because like I said, if the netcode is polished, that takes the game way further, in my opinion, than cosmetics, because now you can play the game online and there's some sort of like replay value online as opposed to just having to rely on people locally. So that opens the world to like, and I can play different matchups I never thought I could play. So I love fighting games, so I could talk about it all day. Awesome. But I'll spare the chat boring them to death. Let's go into our results portion of today's show. Shout outs to you guys for pulling up first and foremost and voting. Without you guys doing that, the show is a little harder to do. So appreciate you guys. But let's get into it. Three rounds. Good question, good conversation going on today. But let's get right into it, chat. On boss number 2, Shaka scored an 83 out of 100. On boss number 1, Deshaka scored a 100 out of 100. So it really comes down to boss number 3. How did Deshaka do on boss number 3, chat? I'm going to let you know that right now. Did he absolutely did not fail, because he got 100 out of 100, which means he won today's match, 94 overall. Let's go.
Wow, you beat all the bosses. Congratulations.
How you feeling, Deshaka?
Awesome, dude. I love your show and I love your videos. They're so cool. You guys have the coolest videos. And I will have to say the questions, they were really hard, man, in the last one. Actually, they were super hard. And I'm going to have to look up netcode, to be totally honest, right? I was more thinking about the fighting engine and latency with the browser. So there's always room to learn in this.
Netcode is a whole other animal. But if you like I'll give you an example. So Melee is not it's not a PC game, right? It's not a modern game, but all these people have put Melee on the PC with the emulators, but like they couldn't play online because the net code wasn't right. So they developed this thing called Slippy. Slippy comes out, the net code is great. People can play from any region and pretty much play without minimal lag, pretty much. And that allowed people to hop into Melee for the first time that don't have access to a GameCube, that don't have access to a CRT, et cetera, right?
Right.
That was a little way that the community could get involved and play the game and stuff. And then you have a game like Street Fighter Cross Tekken that had terrible netcode. Great game locally, but if you play it online, it was just frame skipping everywhere, right? So
latency as well, right? So netcode and latency. Latency is a big problem. We know this.
Yep. Yeah. So you got to get those inputs to be precise, because if you miss input, or let's say you do a jab versus a heavy punch, right? If the heavy punch has armor, you're going to go through the jab, right? If the jab's quicker than the heavy punch, you might hit them before they have their starting frames. Right. So like so much to that when it involves a net code, where it's like if you have a frame off for just a hair, then it's harder to play the game online versus you playing it locally. So yeah, netcode is very important,
especially in different countries and different jurisdictions. Got it.
Hell
great,
yeah.
Great alpha. That's very helpful.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I play fighting games most of my life, so big fan of those. But yeah, shout outs to you, Jashaka. You won. You were today's winner.
Awesome.
Congratulations, man.
Without Lambo, where's the Lambo, yo?
Where's my Lambo? Shit, 78. I still ain't got no Lambo. I gotta hit up somebody about that. You're right. But that's gonna do it for today's show, guys. Thank you for watching today's stream or tonight's stream, wherever you are in the world, watching or listening. Give us a follow if you like what you saw. Follow your boy Jashaka and follow what's going on with Gakoi, because I definitely will be. I'm a fighting gamer, so I'll definitely.
It's G-Koi. It actually was Golden Koi.
Golden Koi. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, I mean, I'd love to try out the game sometime. Got a group chat, just hit me up. But that's all I got. Any closing thoughts, Ramen?
Man, this is it. I'm hungry. No, I absolutely loved all the answers. I love the passion for this. I think this is actually really cool. Like I said, he's jumping into the browser-based scene. I've seen a lot of cool stuff happening. This may be it, right? I mean, if we can break free from the old Epic, Steam, EA, I just don't think we need any more launchers, to be honest. I don't want to download them either. So shout out Jashaka. I'm rooting for you, my man. I'm rooting.
Thank you. And I'm hungry too, looking at that ramen for 1 hour.
Yeah, look at this noodles in action. Now I'm gonna have to get myself in game, right?
That'd be funny to see him in this game. That'd be funny.
Yeah, we can get you in the game for sure, bro. For sure. So we'll definitely get ramen in there.
With the high eyes. You gotta get them in the high eyes.
This my Jamaican avatar, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it. Like the video on your way out. If you're on YouTube, hit us with a follow or subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Awesome. Peace. Thank you.